All right, how do you still not own any Bitcoin? How is that even possible? Let's talk through your objections and see if I can get you over the hump. Bitcoin just crossed $77,000 per coin, new all-time high right now. And your first objection is, oh no, you would buy Bitcoin, but you're missed out. You wish you had bought it sooner. 95% of the world owns zero Bitcoin, 95%. You can front run 95% of the entire planet by buying Bitcoin right now, 95%. So you feel like you're late to the party because less than 5% of the people have already showed up. How are you late to the party when less than 5% of the people have showed up at all? And the vast majority of that 5% have basically barely poked their head in the door to see if there is a party. They may be counted as people who own Bitcoin, but they only own like $50 or $200. So if you're late to the party, how could you possibly be late to the party when 95% of the world owns zero of an asset that you can own right now? And eventually they're all going to have to own it by necessity because any other money is going to be printed into oblivion, which is already happening. So you are not late to the party. People have been thinking they're late from the beginning of Bitcoin. You are not late. There is a massive amount of adoption today. You are not late to the internet if you're one of the first 5% of the population to use it. You are not late to email if you're one of the first 5% of the world population to send your first email. You are not late to Bitcoin if 95% of the world has zero Bitcoin. Okay, so your second concern is, but wait, it's so good the government's are going to ban it. The leader of the free world, Donald Trump, who just got elected this week, has pledged to make Bitcoin a national strategic reserve asset for the United States. He stood on the stage at the Bitcoin 2024 conference a few months ago and pledged to take all of the Bitcoin that the United States already owns, which is about 1% of the total supply, and instead of auction it off, which is what Joe Biden had been doing over the last 4 years, they are instead going to turn it into a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the United States, and that Trump wants Bitcoin to be made in America. So beyond the fact that it's completely impossible to ban Bitcoin, you can't stop its use. That's one of the beauties of it. You can't stop it. Even if you could stop it, well, you can't. So you can't stop it. But even if you could stop it, the leader of the free world is saying he's embracing it. The person who just became chief of staff to the president, the incoming president of the United States, is the person who helped get Donald Trump on stage to the Bitcoin conference to talk about Bitcoin earlier this year. So if you're worried about the government banning it, they're doing the opposite. Governments are actively mining Bitcoin. Major governments around the world are engaged in, or they own shares of MicroStrategy, the largest holding company for Bitcoin. The Bitcoin ETFs, exchange traded funds, took in some insane amount of money, something like $1 billion or something like that in like a day or two earlier this week. There's now more money in Bitcoin ETFs than there are in gold ETFs. Gold exchange traded funds went on the market in 2004. And so they've been out there for 20 years. Bitcoin in less than a year has accumulated more, Bitcoin ETFs have accumulated more Bitcoin in 1 year, less than 1 year, than gold ETFs accumulated in 20 years. And that's after gold has been, used as money or attempted to be used as money for 5,000 years. Bitcoin is outpacing all of that. So you are not late to the party. Bitcoin is not going to be banned. And let's see, what are your other objections? What could they be? So, you don't understand it. You don't feel comfortable with Bitcoin. Because you don't understand it. Now, with my kids, I do this all the time. Whenever they ask me something, first of all, if I can help them, I obviously can. But if I can't, I tell them, where are the three places in the world that you can learn absolutely anything? The answer is Google, YouTube, and ChatGPT, or your other favorite, AI engine, whatever that is. Google, YouTube, and ChatGPT. If your answer for why you don't, and I hear this all the time, people are like, yeah, but I just don't understand it. Well, guess what? Once upon a time, you did not understand how to read. Did you stay ignorant or did you learn to read? You did not know how email worked, but you learned how to send an email. You didn't understand how computers worked, but you learned that. Once upon a time, you couldn't do simple mathematics. You learned that. You have a choice. It is not acceptable to say, I don't want to buy Bitcoin because I don't understand it. that is true for everything you don't understand. Do you want to stay ignorant, or do you want to learn about Bitcoin? If you want to learn about Bitcoin, text me 601-207-0813, and I will send you the 7 favorite resources I have. One is a kid's book written at like a kindergarten level about how Bitcoin works. The other is a documentary that's very accessible to absolutely anyone. The other is a simple explainer video. Like, there are a copious amount of resources for you to learn about Bitcoin. So ignorance is absolutely just not an excuse. With regard to learning, if you want to learn your own way, get on Google, type the word Bitcoin, learn about it on Google the same way you would learn about literally anything else on the planet. You want to use YouTube? Tons of great resources. Go on YouTube and type "what is Bitcoin" and watch some videos, and they will teach you what is Bitcoin. So ignorance is not an excuse. If you want to learn about Bitcoin in a customized way, unique to your exact needs and questions, go on chatgpt.com, the most popular AI engine, and just start asking it questions. Ask it, what is Bitcoin? And then after it explains it to you, if there's something you don't understand, say, yeah, but I don't understand digital currency. Explain that more to me. And then that'll explain that. And then you're going to think, yeah, but what is this Bitcoin mining I keep hearing about? And so you ask ChatGPT that. There is just no excuse for ignorance. There is no excuse for ignorance in the world when you have access to Google, YouTube, and ChatGPT. And every one of my kids can, when I say, where are the 3 places you can learn anything you could possibly want to know in the world, they all 4 of my kids can spit out those 3 things: Google, YouTube, and ChatGPT. Nothing you can't learn. So the government's not going to ban Bitcoin. You're not late to Bitcoin. And ignorance is not an excuse because it's super early to learn about. It's super easy to learn about Bitcoin. Let's see. What are the other reasons people are not adopting it right now? They don't have time. Okay, you have time to watch your money disappear into oblivion with inflation, but you don't have time. So you have time to spend 2,000 hours a year working your butt off. 40,000 hours, 60,000 hours of your life you have to make money, but you don't have 5 or 10 hours to figure out what it is and how it works and how to save it and how to store it. Like, what a shame to spend such a vast amount of time and energy earning money without learning money. It makes no sense. So spend some time and learn it. Your objection may be that you don't have any money to invest in Bitcoin. You can invest retirement accounts in Bitcoin. You can invest savings in Bitcoin. Basically, any form of resources you have can be invested in Bitcoin. And if you literally have no 401k, no IRA, no savings, no investment, there's nothing in your bank account, well, accumulate some wealth and put it in Bitcoin. But most people have something. They have something that they can put in Bitcoin. And something is better than nothing as a way to get started. Another objection, I don't know where to get started. Well, that's simple. If you're not sure where to get started, I will send you some free Bitcoin. Now, scammers have started, sending me a bunch of ridiculous stuff on Bitcoin. So if you want some free Bitcoin, get my the number I usually give out, including the one from earlier in this phone call, was from, it's a forwarding number that goes to my main cell phone. So you can text me there about Bitcoin, but you're going to have to put something in there about the fact that you're a real person or you know somebody I know or something like that. Because I keep getting these scam text messages of people saying, everybody in my college class said you're giving away free Bitcoin. Please give me Bitcoin. And I'm like, what class are you in? And they don't have any answer. I'm like, who's your professor? They have no answer. I was like, what content are you, studying? And they upload something I found on the internet that's a slide template. I'm like, no, I'm not sending free Bitcoin to scammers. But if you are a legit person and we are connected in any conceivable way, send me a text and explain how we're connected or anything, and I will send you $30 of free Bitcoin on Coinbase, which is a great way to get started. If you don't want to do that, just go to Coinbase.com, Coinbase.com, Coinbase.com. I've posted a ton about Coinbase, and just open an account. It's free. You can open an account, and then if you want to buy $10 of Bitcoin, link it to a debit card or link it to your bank account, and you can buy $10 of Bitcoin, and then just start watching it, start learning about it. There's no reason not to do that. All right, I don't want this video to be too long, so I was going to keep it short, but those are the objections. We're here at $77,000 per coin. We got hopefully a solid year left of just huge upswings in the total amount of upside in Bitcoin, and then we'll probably go through some sort of price correction, and then it will do it all over again to a much, much higher number, on the way to $1 million of a coin, at least, over time. So you're still very early. Bitcoin is only 1/12 of the value of gold. That is, I get ridiculous robocalls while I'm trying to do these videos, so I had to end that. But anyway, so go get a Coinbase account, buy some Bitcoin, whatever you got to do. I am here to help you. I'm here to coach you. I'm here to do anything. What I was saying is the value of all the Bitcoin in the world is only something like 7% of all the gold in the world. So there's a huge amount of upside, even for Bitcoin to become as valuable as gold. And gold is not nearly as usable as money as Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is far superior to gold. No, there are no good excuses to not own some Bitcoin. The right amount of Bitcoin to own is not zero. So if you own zero, please fix that. And then you can decide how much. But zero is just the wrong number. So anyway, let me know if you need anything. I am here to answer questions. Happy to send you some free Bitcoin. Just anything I can do to help, let me know. It's exciting times ahead. Thanks, everyone.